Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Pooborama, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking into 4 things that you are going to want to pick up this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, you might already own some of the vehicles and properties that are available on discount this week, but I doubt that you own them all. So in today's video, I'm going to be letting you know the things that you're going to want to get. As always, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. It takes a lot of effort and time to get these videos out. With that started, let's get right into it. And this here is the first vehicle you're going to want to get your hands on this week. It is the Dinka Jester race car. You can pick it up for $245,000, which is honestly incredibly cheap. And it is a removed vehicle, so the only way to get your hands on this car is by picking it up in Simeon's dealership this week. It's 30% off, and it's very inexpensive, as we can see. It's based off of the Acura NSX, and I just absolutely love the look of this vehicle. I'll show some of the customization when it pops into our garage in just a moment. Speaking of another vehicle that you want to get your hands on, this here is the Pfister 811. Mine is in this like super vibrant color scheme, as we can see here. The Pfister 811 is yet again another removed vehicle, but it is an absolutely crazy one at that. Before we go back into our garage and show you the customization of the Jester, let me show you the sheer speed of the Pfister 811. You can see the acceleration down this road here. This vehicle can achieve a top speed of 130 miles per hour, making it the 7th fastest supercar in the game, and that's with HSW vehicles added in. If you take out HSW, this is basically the first-ish, second place fastest vehicle. So anybody that's playing on PC, basically get your hands on the Pfister 811. Now, as I said, it is removed. The only way to get it is over at the LS Car Meet for around $800,000. But it's 30% off, and I think $800K for a vehicle that is this insanely fast is 100% worth. Its handling isn't bad either. You know, sometimes you think, oh, a vehicle that has really good top speed is going to suck on its handling, but I actually don't think the Pfister 811's all that bad on its handling. I mean, sure, it's not the best, but it's definitely manageable as long as you get used to the vehicle, which, in my eyes, is a pretty good thing. So let's take a look at what the Jester has going for it. The Jester is actually a really good sports car as well. It has pretty good performance going for it. It's 20th in the sports category when it comes to handling, and that's especially impressive when you realize that it only has like a top speed of 120-ish miles per hour. So it really is just a very solid handling car. And when you pair that with the fact that it looks amazing, there's really no downside to it. I love the livery that Rockstar put on this vehicle. Now, it's the only livery you get. I think you can either put a livery on it, or you might not even be able to take it off. We're going to find out, because there's 2 different variants of this vehicle. But let's put some customization on it. Let's do splitter with canards. Let's do the back, and I'm going to do the painted rear diffuser. We got engine tunes, we got exhaust, we got our lights, and we can see, yeah, there's not too much when it comes to the customization of this car. I'm going to go with a black. I think that actually looks really nice. The secondary color appears to be like these little accents on the side, but honestly, that looks pretty good with the blue, so I'm going to leave it there. We can do a roll cage. Ooh, a blue roll cage. That's interesting. We can do rear louvers, which looks sick. We can do splitters on the side. We have our spoiler options, and you can see this car actually got some pretty crazy spoilers. You can do the GT wing, or I'm going to do the color-coded wing 2, which has the livery on it. Lower that suspension, put on that transmission turbo. We got wheel types, which I'm going to leave this way. I think the wheels look great. And then to finish off, we're going to tint our windows. There you go. This is the well, the Jester race car. I think it looks amazing. You guys can let me know your personal feelings in the comments, but for a vehicle as old as this is, and the fact that it's removed and only $200,000 this week, I don't really think there's much of a reason why you wouldn't want to get your hands on the Jester race car. It's an absolute deal. And that brings us to the final discounted car for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. We're going to have to access our phone, head over to Southern San Andreas, and go to the 2-door section. And that would be the Dominator ASP. This vehicle is $931,000 if you have the trade price, and it's $1.24 million if you don't. That's about $500,000 off. The Dominator ASP, it looks pretty basic in the photo, but once you actually fully customize it, I mean, This thing, as we can see, has some absolutely crazy, crazy customization going for it. I kind of went with the Sienna Brown. I think it actually matches the Mustang look here very well. Now, the Dominator ASP checks a lot of boxes. First of all, it's one of the fastest and best handling muscle cars in the game, which is actually really, really good, and it allows it to be incredibly fun to drive and mess around with. So if you were ever planning to do races which involved muscle cars, the ASP is fantastic. But it's also classified in the tuners category, which means if you ever needed to do tuner racing, for example, this week you can get your hands on, let me check. I have the list of the vehicles here that are, boom. Okay, so this week you can get your hands on the Comet SR by placing top 5 4 days in a row. You can very easily whip out the Dominator ASP, finish top 5 each of those races. Honestly, top 5 you could probably do in a stock vehicle, but the point being, you can very easily participate with any tuner races and get your hands on a free vehicle. I mean, the Comet SR is a $1 million car, and you can get that for very little effort. So really, really sick, and definitely something to keep in mind. So that is the Dominator ASP. The fact that it's super cheap, the fact that it's a tuner vehicle, I think it's great. It's nothing like insane in terms of its performance, but it is a very good vehicle to do racing with. And that brings us to the final discount this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. And this one's probably the most mandatory to pick up of the bunch, and that is the Auto Shop. All auto shops are 30% off this week, including all of their upgrades. So let's say I wanted to buy the La Mesa Auto Shop, as we can see from the normal 1.9 million, this week it's 1.3 million. So if I wanted to put any styles on it, like this retro one here, which I think I have on my auto shop, and we wanted to change the color, and we wanted to do some goofy emblem, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, we have the staff upgrades, which cost you a decent amount, and, you know, something like extras, which is the personal quarters and the car lift. In total, you're going to be spending around $3 million when it would have been $5 million. So there is a huge discount when it comes to the auto shop. And what's great about this property is a couple things. First of all, we can see, for example, here, this is the Progen GP1. The GP1 is actually removed from the game. Now, it is available this week in, I think, the LS car meet, or no, it's actually Simeon's dealership, but the GP1 is normally removed from the game. So if in the future you wanted to get your hands on it, you can purchase this vehicle just by walking up to it if you really, really wanted it. And not only that, the Serrano is also removed. So there's a lot of removed vehicles which find their way around the LS car meet, which you can purchase when they hit your shop. Not only that, you have the ability to earn money with the auto shop, which is actually quite good. You have the Union Depository contract, which will earn you upwards of $300,000, and any contract you do this week will earn you double money. So really, the auto shop is great in general. It's a very, very good business, and I'd highly recommend for anybody that doesn't have it to get their hands on it. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and yeah, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!